Today's top stories are customer service, managerial skills and personal skills. Over to Christian outside the lodge for customer service.
Thank you, Alana. Patience is when you're cold, wet, miserable on high roads. You've got kids screaming, they all want to go, you know the sort of place, and you've just got to keep your temper because you can't do anything about it. It's what kids do, and you can't do anything about it. So at this point, you would need to just relax, say, I will let you go on in a minute. Attentiveness is when you've got a fella like this chap who's cold, he's miserable, and he's not fit. You say to him, you're alright. No, cold. You need to offer him a jacket. Would you like a jacket? Or you could tell him to go for a little run. Perfect for warming up. But you don't want to speak to your mates over this side and then just go, no, turn around, carry on chatting. This is not clear communication. I've got my hand in my pocket, I've got back to you, I'm not talking to you. This, however, is good clear communication. I'm talking towards you, I'm projecting my voice, you can hear what I'm saying, I'm using positive body language, I've got my hands out in my pockets, I'm actually looking like I want to be here, and everything will be fine. Knowledge of the product is not just knowing this is a belay device, it is a DMM bug tubular device. It does not have a cam in it, so it doesn't auto-lock when belaying for safety. It is not CE marked, so because it's apparently not a safety piece of kit. Positive language is not talking at someone, it's not effing and blinding the person, it's not telling them to go away. Telling them, can you stop doing that please sir, you're going to hurt yourself. It's keeping your tone of voice level, calm and collected. You just need to make sure that you talk nicely to the person, make sure that everything's fine. Acting skills is where you've woken up on the wrong side of the day, you're having a really rubbish day, but you've got kids screaming, it's tipping down. You're not having the greatest of days. You just need to stay positive, make sure you seem happy, and just make sure that the kids enjoy themselves and everybody has a happy day. Time management is just making sure that if you say to someone, I'm going to be 5 minutes, you are roughly 5 minutes. You make sure that you can do it in 5 minutes. If you can't, you come back with an apology and just make sure that they still have a go and enjoying themselves, but you try and make sure that you can do it in the 5 minutes that you said you would. Greeting the customer, you're not expected to walk up to this chap here who's obviously very annoyed, he's flailing his arms around. You're not going to walk up to him, up front him, try and get all aggressive at him. You're going to stay there, you're going to be calm, you're going to argue. What's wrong, sir?
I'm so annoyed about that last activity. I thought I was going to enjoy it.
You then ask questions. Who was the instructor? What went wrong?
The instructor was Nick Lerner and he just didn't control us.
And then you say, I'm so sorry about that. Have you got some again? If you have, just let me know and I'll try and do something about it, or I'll help out if I've got through.
Thank you.
A common presence could also be related to greeting the customer. A common present means that if somebody gets really annoyed, you're there, you're cool, you're calm, you're patient, you're listening to what they want to say. You're not there butting in, you're not telling them what to do. You're trying to make it so they calm down, you can get a reasonable conversation out of them, and that means everything else will go smoothly. Goal orientation is just where the instructors want the customers to come back. They want to have the job, they want the centre to be busy, they want people running in and out, they want people to come back. The ability to handle surprises is relatively easy. It's just when somebody comes up to you and says something really random, and you just, rather than just go, what? You just go, oh okay, let's do something about it. All it is just making sure you can react to the situation. Persuasion skills, it's just persuading somebody to buy something else on top. If you're going to buy a harness, you'll get them to buy a belay device. You'll get them to buy a carabiner. You'll get them to buy climbing shoes. Tenacity is having a great work ethic. It's being on time. It's wanting to be there. It's not taking shortcuts you could if you just wanted to be lazy. It is, in the end, your life, somebody else's life in your hands. Close of the deal is all about getting them to actually buy whatever you want them to buy. It gets people to come back with a certain discount. You can use, if you use this code, you get a 10% discount the next time you come. You use something like that, you actually want them to spend the money. That is what, after all, being a business is all about. You've got to make the money. A willingness to learn is learning from your mistakes. So if you do something wrong, you'd never do that mistake again. So if you put the carabiner and you tighten it up, you've done back it off, as I did once, you find that it's very hard to get it off. So the next time I put a carabiner on, I backed it off a bit. It meant I can undo it. It's always good. A welcome maintenance fee is when a lovely fellow walks through the gate. You're not going to tell him to go away. All he's going to do is turn around and walk back. You don't want that, you want the money. So when they're walking, you walk up and say, "How are you, sir?"
All good, I'm looking forward to it.
When do you stay?
At BCA.
Have you got your bags with you? If you have, I'll help you to your room and then I'll show you your room.
Thank you very much.
At this point, you would go and get the bags and help him to the room. But that is a welcome and maintenance fee because I made him feel like I wanted him to be there. There are many different types of communication. We've got oral, like I am now. I'm speaking to you. Oral is verbal, so you're speaking to the person, they're speaking back to you. It's having a conversation. We've also got written, where you write things down on a piece of paper. It also allows for mistakes. You can all, so emails, letters, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter. They're all types of written communication. Non-verbal communication is your tone of voice, your body language, your facial expression. So if you're really happy, you generally walk a bit straighter, but you smile as well. If you're a bit annoyed, you just generally slouch. Your face starts to sag. It's sort of that sort of thing. Listening skills is all about being able to listen. So when this guy comes up to you, you generally listen to what he has to say.
I'd like to make a complaint, please.
Okay, so what is the complaint?
The activity what I've just done is, I don't think it's the best standard that you've done it to.
Okay, may I ask who the instructor is?
Nick Lowe.
Okay, so I will go and inform the manager, I will get the plates from the pool, and then I will go and speak to the person who speaks to Nick, and then I'll get the manager.
Thank you.
But you always listen to what they're trying to say, because if you're butting in, they're just going to get more and more angry. Effective questioning is finding out what you want from the customer, or what you need to find out from the customer. So if somebody does come to you with a complaint, you need to find out what the complaint is, what you want done with it, who it should go to, and how they want to be contacted back. So do they want an email? Do they want a phone call? Do they want to come in and see the centre manager? You need to find all this out. That's what effective questioning does. Thank you, and back to Alana in the studio.
Thank you, Christian, for that report. Next top story today is managerial skills. Over to Nick in the lodge.
Thank you, Alana. Delegation. Managerial delegation is getting everyone to do the nitty-gritty stuff. So cleaning the toilets, for example. Yeah, it's not the most glamorous of jobs, but it's got to be done. Everyone has to pitch in, like the manager. Decision making is down to the manager. So basically, what the manager's got to do is make decisions about everything, all around, everywhere. So if the instructors come to the manager with a problem, then it's up to the manager to sort it out and make the decision to rectify it. Leadership is taking charge of an activity and being firm but fair about it. So when you're on high ropes, basically if an instructor's doing something wrong and then you see another instructor doing something wrong, make sure you punish them or give them the discipline that they both deserve. Also, when you're managing a team, make sure you're being firm and fair about it and not let power go to your head. Planning is planning the rota. You're planning everything. So you are organising what you need for a session. So e.g. going kayaking, you need to take safety kit. So that'll be throw lines, survival bags if anyone gets cold, contact numbers, welfare details, all the shop. Problem solving is basically if you've got a lack of kit. So say you're running a kayaking session and you've run out of buoyancy aids. You've got to make a decision as to what session you're going to run. So you can try and run, you know, field games or something else like that. So you can maybe run wide games or take it in turns. So one person builds a raft, one group handles a raft, and then they switch over. And back to Lana in the studio.
Nick for that report. Next we're over to the lodge with Alan for the report on personal skills.
Thank you, Alana. Motivation. Motivation is when you're an activity leader and you're wet, miserable, cold, and you can't feel your hands or feet. You just keep going throughout the activity, keep going throughout the whole day, and you just don't give up until the day's end, and you just go, yes, I've motivated myself throughout the whole day. Communication is where you have two things, it's verbal and non-verbal. First, verbal. Excuse me, sir, can you not walk through my presentation?
I'm sorry, man.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, man.
Non-verbal communication is where you use body language, face expression and posture. Organisation is where you'll need what you'll need, where you'll need it, when you'll need it. For example, you can use this pointy end when you go kayaking. You'll use other bits of kit to use kayaking, but this is one of the main bits you'll need to keep you safe. Another bit you'll need when you go kayaking is first aid kit. So when you're organised, you'll need to keep that in your boat, so if anyone gets injured, you can easily grab it out and go, you're safe now. Time management is very important in the industry, because if you leave the group and you say, I want you to be back in 5 minutes, you have to be back in minimum 3, just so you show an example of being on time or early. Working with others is just simply, you're working as a team to get the job done, so you're nice and sweet and you're finished and you go home. Thank you, and back to studio to Alana.
Thank you, Alan. This has been BCO News. The current time is 6 AM. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer.